Today we will learn to round 2-digit and 3-digit whole numbers using our understanding of place value. First, let's quickly review our base 10 place value system. In looking at the number 456, we know that the 6 is in the 1 spot and it represents the number 6. We know that the 5 is in the 10 spot and it represents the number 50. Finally, we see that 4 is in the hundreds place and it represents 400, giving us the number 456. Let's work on rounding 2-digit numbers to the nearest 10. The first number we will look at is the number 48. One way to round is to use a number line. We are rounding to the nearest tens place, so we need to put 40 and 50 on our number line, since 48 is between those two tens places. Then we will place 45 on the number line to mark the halfway point. Finally, we plot the number 48 on the number line, and we can see that it is closer to 50 than to 40, so we know that we will round 48 up to 50. The next number we will look at is the number 95. Once again, we are rounding to the nearest tens place, so we need to put the 90 and 100 on our number line, since 95 is between those two tens places. Then we will place 95 on the number line to mark the halfway point. You will notice that when we plot 95 on the number line, it is the halfway point. So since 95 is the halfway point, or in other words, the ones digit is a 5, we will round up to 100. Next, let's move on to rounding 3-digit numbers to the nearest hundreds place. This will be very similar to what we were just doing, but with hundreds instead of tens. Looking at the screen, you can see the number we are rounding is 284. Since we are rounding to the nearest hundred, we need to look at the tens place. You can see that 8 is in the tens place and is circled in blue. Notice when we plot it on the number line, it is closer to 300 than 200, so we will know to round 284 up to 300. Also, because 8 is in the tens place and is greater than 4, we know we can round the number up to the nearest hundreds place. Let's do one more. Notice the 2 is circled in blue because it is in the tens place. When we plot 821 on the number line, we can see that it is closer to 800. Therefore, we will round down to 800. Now let's do some practice problems with 2-digit numbers. Since we are rounding to the nearest tens place, remember to look at the ones place. It is underlined in the first problem for you. Then, if the number there is 5 or greater, round up. If the number there is less than 5, round down. If you need, you can draw a number line to help you. Pause here until you have all 6 problems done, then press play and answers will be on the next slide. Go ahead and check your answers on this slide. Now here are 6 more practice problems with 3-digit numbers. Now we are looking at the tens digit, which is underlined for you in the first problem. Pause here until you have all 6 problems done, then move to the next slide and check your answers. Check your answers here. Good job, you have successfully finished the rounding numbers lesson.